Hey guys, this is Tony from Free Friends Gaming, and I'm bringing you something a little bit different. I'm bringing you a shotgun gameplay. So, the people say in this game that the shotguns are, incredibly underpowered. I'd have to believe them, to be honest. I mean, there's not many shotguns that are worth using. I mean, the striker's worth using when you start, because obviously you've got quite a lot of ammo. It's like 8 bullets a clip, I think, without extended mags, and you can just spray from there. So that shotgun's absolutely fine, but the rest of them, to be honest, they're not quite strong, in my opinion. You'd have to wait, you really have to work with it. I mean, the USAS 12, which is what I'm using in this gameplay, this is a pretty decent shotgun. It's the first shotgun you unlock. I think you get it instantly in your, when you get to level 4, so that's pretty good. It's fully automatic, however, the fire rate is not good. I have to be honest. I think it takes a fair few seconds to go through 6 bullets in an average clip. I'm using extended mags on mine with the damage proficiency. Now, damage proficiency takes a long time to get to. The gun has to be level 28, I believe, and that is quite a long time for a shotgun. So you're going to need to approach a game a lot differently to how you would approach a normal game with, say, a submachine gun or an assault rifle. In this game, I'm using the perks up of sleight of hand, assassin, and steady aim. Sleight of hand for obvious reasons, to reload faster and to get into the next line of action, because the shotguns take quite a while to reload. So that's the main reason you want sleight of hand on there. Extreme conditioning is pretty good, and if you're going to run a specialist with it, I'd recommend you put sleight of hand as a first perk earned or second perk earned. No more, because then you're just going to be in for a world of trouble when you're trying to reload a full extended mag clip. And steady aim. Now, steady aim works pretty well on shotguns. I don't know if it's me, but personally I believe if you hip fire when you've got steady aim, it gives it more range. I don't know if that's me or if that's just coincidence or a glitch or what, but personally, in my opinion, if you have steady aim, your bullets do more damage at longer range. Because say if I had Sitrep Pro, let's say I had Sitrep Pro, and I'm trying to hip fire, the bullets spread out on a bigger area, and your less bullets are hitting the person you're aiming for, and so obviously steady aim reduces the size of the crosshairs. So effectively, I'm not saying it happens, but effectively is what should happen. More damage happens in that particular area. The reason I want to get onto the shotguns in this gameplay is because you don't see many shotgun gameplays, because it takes far too long to get them to a decent state. I mean, the SPAS 12, as we know, in Modern Warfare 2, is incredibly overpowered. You could basically cross map someone with that. But in this game, they made it really weak, and they have tried to patch it, but they haven't done much of a difference. It's absolutely useless, to be honest, until you get the damage proficiency like most shotguns are. But when you put damage proficiency on that gun, it transforms it into a completely different gun. It just depends if you're willing to put the time in. That's why no one uses the shotguns, because they're just not willing to put the time into it. I mean, if people are, then that's brilliant. It shows you want to use a different weapon for different game modes and different game types. But what can you do, eh? I mean, if they've made it so to make a shotgun as good as it should be, pretty much max level, and that's pretty much pointless. I mean, this USAS 12 I'm using here, I got this gameplay 2 days ago, I believe, and I still haven't got it gold. I've been mainly focusing on the sniper rifles, to be honest, but I only needed 40,000 XP. Well, I say only, but I only needed 40,000 XP to get it gold, and 2 days down the line, it still needs about 25,000. I honestly haven't really used it. They're just not appealing to use. I mean, unless you like using the shotguns. I mean, that's your personal preference, but that's just the way I feel about it. I just think that they are pretty much underpowered until you get the damage proficiency. I mean, the main shotgun that I was leveling up was the Model 1887. Now, do not do it. Right, it takes absolutely ages. The Model 1887 takes longer to level up than the KSG, and the KSG is by far the worst shotgun in this game. unless you count into the fact the AA-12 with silencer, but I'm not going into that. I'm going to save the AA-12 for another gameplay, because I'm going to get a gameplay for it. But the models, it's ridiculous, right? You have got one model, that is it. There is no akimbo, because due to Modern Warfare 2, they were, as you know, before the patch, or nerf, I should say, their range was completely ridiculous, and that's just the way it was. No one wanted any attachments for it. I mean, you could only have FMJ and akimbo anyway. And in this game, they just haven't bothered with any attachment for it, so that's pretty much useless. I mean, the only proficiency worth using until you get to range at level 23 is focus, and you get that about level 10 or something. You know, it's almost as if they tried to make the shotguns like incredibly unbiased and just want to focus on high-powered submachine guns and all that sort of stuff. But I honestly don't see the problem with the shotguns. I mean, if you're willing to use them, go for it. If that's what you like to use, go for it. I'm not telling you what you can and can't use in this game. I mean, sure, there's some weapons in this game that shouldn't be used. For example, the FMG9 akimbos. However, I don't want to say this, but they do have their use. I mean, against juggernauts, for example, you've got akimbo of that. Just spray a full clip into that and they're dead. That's the only useful thing I can have for it. Apart from that, they are just incredibly overpowered. But I don't want to get into overpowered weapons. I'm going to get into that into my next commentary, because AA-12 is incredibly underpowered. I just want to show a bit of contrast. So anyway, the Model 1887, I've got it level 30, and I am not going any further with it. I thought when the shotgun got damage, it would be a much more powerful weapon, and you know, it'd be much better off. I'm wrong. The Model 1887, I don't care what anyone says. If you can prove it to me, then that's absolutely fine. But from where I see it, range increases the power of the models and damage decreases it. That is the way I'm thinking, because with range, I've been getting collateral hit mark. I've been getting collaterals from a fair distance away for a shotgun with range, and then with damage at close range, I get hit markers constantly. That's all I get. And I actually have a clip that is going into a video quite soon when I have range on the models and I wreck house, but I put damage on the next game, and I went negative by like 0.5 KD. In range, I was going something like 2.5 KD. So I just don't see what's happening with that gun there. But you know, if that's the way they've made them, that's the way they've made them. I haven't made the game, so there's not much I can do about it. A final thing I want to touch on with the shotguns is why the proficiencies are just not useful for them. I mean, for example, why are you going to need kick on a shotgun? 99.9% of the time, you are going to be hip firing with a shotgun. That's just the way it is. There's rarely anyone who's going to go round and aim down sight with a shotgun unless you are going for the red dot sight or holographic sight challenges. And that is the only time I can see when someone's actually going to purposely aim down their sight. Apart from that, hip firing is just the best option with a shotgun. That's what it always has been. And you know, so kick is obviously just pointless because it reduces the recoil, and that's just not needed in a shotgun. Focus is pretty useful, and you get that about level 10, I think. I'm not too sure. That's pretty useful, and just to reduce, you know, the amount of kick you get when you shot. That's pretty useful proficiency. Attachments is not really worth using unless you want to use a red dot sight and extended mags or whatever else you want to conjure up. And there's just not much choice to go on. Anyway, I've been rambling on, guys. This gameplay is over. I went 59 and 23, as you can see, with the USAS 12. I'm sorry it wasn't objective, but I wasn't in objective playing mood. I was really annoyed in the last game, so that's it. I'm Tony from Free Friends Gaming. If you would like to like and favourite the video and subscribe to our channel, Free Friends Gaming, that'd be absolutely great. I'm Tony, and I'm out.